What is that? Guys, get down to the children's ward now.
We are talking about the movie Sanatorium, a 2013 Grave Encounters style found footage film. Yes, the found footage haunted hospital genre is back. Well, it's never gone away, let's be honest. This one directed by Brant Surson and tells a story of 5 intrepid ghost hunters, and they are on their 100th episode of a popular series detailing with these. They go into these kind of haunted houses and take footage and such, and here they're going to go into Hillcrest Sanatorium on their 100th episode, which just happens to be New Year's Eve and the anniversary of the death of an infamous patient here who murdered 3 children. Now, as they go in, obviously they're first of all, they're not detecting anything, but then things start to ramp up. Could there be paranormal activity in this sanatorium? You'll have to watch the movie to find out. So let's talk about Sanatorium. Is it any good? I've got to say, this is quite an effective found footage horror film, very much in the lines of Grave Encounters. It's not quite as flashy as Grave Encounters, and when we do see things, they're not quite as overt. They're a little bit more subtle. You'll have to kind of maybe look in the shadows a little bit more, and that works. It's both a positive and a kind of a detriment, I would say. But let's kind of break it down in a little bit more detail. First of all, let's talk about the acting. Well, the acting here was all pretty solid. Relatively small cast, but all do a decent enough job and kind of sell you on the scares here as kind of strange things start to happen. And things happen in a kind of a good kind of a building of the tension, and they start off quite small and ramp up as the film progresses into the violent finale. So it does keep you engaged, and the kind of the stakes keep on rising. So the tension and the kind of the pacing of this film was all very, very good. Next, I'll talk about the effects. Well, the effects here were all pretty good. Like I said, they're not quite as flashy as Grave Encounters, and you won't quite have the kind of the jaw-dropping moments like you do in kind of some of these kind of found footage films where you see something very horrific on screen just for a few kind of seconds here and there. But nonetheless, they're pretty effective, and because they are kind of not quite as flashy, you know, they look quite realistic. And I have to say, you won't be kind of like picking apart the effects here because they're so subtle. They do a good enough job of making it look pretty real. I do have some problems with the writing. There's a few kind of continuity issues here and there, and things that don't quite make sense. For example, you'll have a mixture of kind of static cameras that have been put on the walls, and then these handheld ones. And then one scene you'll see like someone go through a door with a kind of a handheld camera, and then you'll see the next shot on a static camera in the same room, but people will be in a different order and things like that. So there are one or two kind of little continuity goofs here and there, but it's not enough to kind of ruin your enjoyment of the film. Overall, I'd say the main critique here is it's not particularly original. We have kind of seen this all before, and although this is an effective film, you will kind of feel like you have seen this film probably a couple of times before. But nonetheless, I would certainly check out Sanatorium. It is a decent found footage film with kind of believable effects and believable performances, just not particularly original, and maybe could have been tightening up on the old writing front here. But overall, I'll give this movie a solid 7 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave me a comment, and I shall look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.